Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. Today we are going to start our first chapter, The Lazy Little Girl of Grade 4 English textbook. First we will do reading to make you clear about all the pronunciation and about the dialogue's delivery, and then I will summarize the whole lesson at the end. You should read the lesson yourself and I will just underline the difficult words. You can find out the meanings of all those difficult words at the end of the lesson too, and you should also use English to Urdu dictionary to make the lesson clear to you or to make it easy for you. Once there was a little girl named Anna who lived in a small town with her mother. She loved to play outdoors all day long, running after the butterflies and chasing the squirrels, but she never completed her homework or helped her mother in household work. In fact, she never wanted to work hard for anything, and as a result, her performance in class was getting affected. Her mother and teachers were concerned that she would become a lazy girl. "You are old enough to do some work, my dearest," her mother said. "Oh, mother, I do not like to work. Please let me go to the woods and play," Anna complained. The mother thought for a while and said, "All right, you can go, but I need you to observe what different animals do in the woods." Anna happily hurried out of the house, across the garden, and down to the woods. As she was walking through the crowded trees, she saw a little brown squirrel jumping over a fallen log. Anna called out to her, "Oh, little squirrel, you are so lucky to have no work at all. You can just play and eat nuts all day long. There is no one to say anything to you." "No work?" cried the brown squirrel. "Can't you see I am working very hard right now? I worked all day yesterday and there is still so much left to do. My family lives in the old oak tree. Oak is a kind of tree. I must gather nuts for them. I do not work. If I do not work now, we will have nothing to eat in the harsh winter. I have no time to waste in talking and playing." The little squirrel huffed and puffed and went away into the woods. You can find the meaning of huffed and puffed at the end of the lesson. As Anna moved further, she met a bee. She asked her, "Little bee, do you like to work?" "What do you mean?" the buzzing bee said. "This is all I do. I am always collecting nectar to make honey, and I do not have time to waste in play." The little bee cried and flew towards a bunch of roses. Anna walked along very slowly as she was thinking about what the squirrel and bee had said. Down the path she met a tiny ant carrying a large crumb of bread. "Dear ant, don't you think that the crumb of bread is too heavy for you?" said Anna. Leave it and come play with me." "I do not mind how heavy it is," the ant said firmly. "I am glad I found it and I am going to carry it to my home. I cannot stop to play." The little ant hurried along her path with her load. Sadly, Anna sat down on a stone. "There is no one to play with me," she thought to herself. Her eyes sparkled brightly as she looked at the plants growing nearby. "All the tiny creatures have their chores to do, but I think plants do not work." "I'm sure you do not have any work to do, sweet plant," she asked a plant growing near the stone. "Oh no, I am always busy working very hard," the plant replied promptly. "I gather sunbeams." Sunbeams means sun rays. Promptly means hurriedly, quickly. All the meanings are written at the end of the lesson, class. "I gather sunbeams every morning and store them carefully in my leaves all day long. My roots soak up all the moisture I can find deep down in the ground. All plants must work to make their food or they will never grow." Anna observed that each and every living thing must work hard to succeed. She rushed back to her mother and said, "Dear mother, all the squirrels, bees, ants, and plants work very hard. I am the only idle one. I have understood that working hard is important, and from now on I will always complete my homework on time and also help you with the household work." The mother was delighted to listen to her daughter. Anna had finally realized the importance of hard work. This was the end of our lesson. If you have some problem in pronunciation or with readings, you can play my video and you can start reading with me. Now I will ask you to underline all the difficult words for yourself, and you can find out the meanings at the end, as well as you can find it in any other dictionary. The word chasing, the word log, here we have the word enough, but here we have the word enough. On this page you can also find out all the difficult meanings. Here this one. Then we have sparkle. The crumb is a soft piece of bread, a small piece of bread. This one is not mentioned at the end of the lesson. Then we have promptly, and the rest, if you feel any difficult word, you can find it out at the end of the lesson. Now my dear students, I am going to summarize the whole lesson to make you understand or to make it clear to you. This is a story about a girl whose name was Anna. She was a lazy girl and she was living with her mom in a small town. She always wanted to play outside in the garden with animals. She never helped her mother in household work and nor completed her homework on time. To teach her a lesson, her mother once asked her to go outside and observe the behavior of all the animals. She agreed happily and she went to the woods. There she found that all the animals were busy in their works. She asked the bee that what she was doing, so the bee answered her that she was collecting nectar. The ants were collecting breadcrumbs, the squirrels were collecting nuts for their families, and even the plants were making their own food. Nobody was free there except of her. No one agreed to play with her. In this way, she learned a lesson that hard work is important in our life. Everyone who do hard work is successful. And then she promised her mother that she will never waste her time and will help her mother at home and will also complete her homework on time. I hope students that this lesson is clear to you, and I hope also that you will also do hard work and you will also help your mother at home. Okay, now my dear students, we are going to start the exercise, our first lesson, the little lazy girl. And now we will just read out all the words meaning which are written in your textbook. Brightly, cheerfully. Burst, a continuous low sound. Chasing means following someone, किसी का पीछा करना. Course, household task, मतलब घर के काम. Concerned, worried, परेशान होना, फिक्र करना. Crowded, packed, मतलब एक चीज़ जो कि बहुत ज़्यादा करीब करीब मौजूद हो. Delighted, very pleased, बहुत ज़्यादा खुश होना. Firmly, strongly. Harsh, severe, rough. Huff and puff, to breathe loudly after physical exercise. Idle, free without any work. Load, a heavy weight. Log, a tree trunk which has fallen or cut off, मतलब दरख्त का कोई एक तन्ना जो कि नीचे गिर चुका हो या उसे काट दिया गया हो. Nectar, sweet liquid produced by flowers to make honey. फ्लावर्स में मौजूद जो स्वीट लिक्विड है उसको हम नेक्टर कहते हैं. ऑब्जर्व, नोटिस. प्रॉम्प्टली, क्विकली, जल्दी से. रश्ड, हरीड, इट आल्सो हैज़ द सेम मीनिंग, मतलब जल्दी से. सोक, टू ऑब्जर्व अ लिक्विड, किसी लिक्विड को जज्ब करना. स्पार्क, शाइन ब्राइटली. नाउ द वर्ड्स ऑपोजिट्स ऑफ दिस लेसन. चेस, escape. Concerned, carefree. Crowded, empty. Delighted, sad. Firmly, loosely. Harsh, gentle. Idle, busy. Observe, ignore. Promptly, slowly. Sparkle, dark or dull. Now you can turn the page. We will do these question and answers later in our notebook. First we have to do book exercise. Okay, here is the question. Put the numbers in the correct sequence of events as they occurred. Here we have all the sequences of the lesson which occurred there, but they are not in the sequence. So we have to put all these lines in a proper sequence. You can read it. Anna asked a squirrel to play with her. Is it the first one line of the lesson? No. Anna sat on a stone. Is it the first line? No. Anna met a bee. The plant said that it was very busy. Anna rushed back home. The squirrel did not play because she was collecting nuts. Anna met an ant who had a large crumb of bread. Anna lived with her mother in a small town. So this one is the first one line in the lesson. The mother was delighted to hear that Anna had learnt her lesson. No, this is not the second one. Anna asked the plant if it had any work. No. The bee was busy making honey. No. Anna went into the woods to play. Yes, this one is the second one. Okay, which one is the third number? The third one is Anna asked a squirrel to play with her. This is the third line. This is the third event which occurred in the lesson. Now we have to find number 4. Okay, number 4 is here. The squirrel did not play because she was collecting nuts. Okay, this one is number 4. Number 5 is here, which is Anna met a bee. Okay, then we have number 6 at the end. The bee was busy making honey. Then we have number 7 here. Anna met an ant who had a large crumb of bread. And then we have number 8. Anna sat on a stone. Number 9 is here. Anna asked the plant if it had any work. And then we have number 10 on the top. The plant said that it was very busy. And number 11 down here. Anna rushed back home. And number 12 is here. The mother was delighted to hear that Anna had learned her lesson. So you can see here and you can solve this exercise yourself at your homes. Now we have question number C. Match the dialogues with its speaker. I didn't do this because this is your homework. You need to do it yourself by reading again the lesson. So this is an easy task. You can do it yourself. What you have to do, you have to match the dialogues with its speaker. Like, if I don't work, we will have nothing to eat in the winter. Who said this dialogue? You can find it out in the lesson. And the words are given here. Mother, bee, squirrel, Anna, ant, plant. The second dialogue is, I don't mind how heavy it is. Who said this? I can give you a clue here, or I can just tell you this one. Who said this? I don't. Now we have the next question on page number 13 of your English textbook of grade 3. Here is the question, wordsmith. Think of 2 appropriate words which describe the qualities of the following and write them in the space provided. One is done for you. Okay, what we have to do? We have to write 2 words from the lesson which describes the qualities of the following nouns. And you know what it is called. These are the adjectives which describes and which qualifies the qualities of a noun. So here the first one is mother, and the words are worried and upset. The second one is Anna, and I just found out these 2 words for you, the lazy and the little. These 2 are those words which are describing and the qualities of Anna. The third is squirrel. The words are again little and brown. The fourth one is bee. Here we have only one describing word, that is buzzing. And the last one is ant. The word is tiny and little once again. This was a simple question. Now you can see the next question, which is in Let's Learn Grammar. Read the following countable and uncountable nouns carefully and write them in the correct columns. Before doing this question, we should know properly about that what are countable and what are uncountable nouns. So for doing that question of page number 13 of your textbook, we are going to study about countable and uncountable nouns. First, we are going to define it. Countable nouns. Nouns you can count. You can use a and an in front of a countable nouns. Nouns that have a plural form. These three lines are just defining the countable nouns. Then it is uncountable nouns. Nouns you cannot count. Normally, you can't use a and an in front of uncountable nouns. Number 3 is nouns that don't have a plural form. Now I'm going to explain it more. I just wrote all my explanation word by word so that if you want to write it with yourself, so you can. Countable nouns. Countable things like book, orange, girl, and restaurants. These are the things which you can count. We can have the plurals of these nouns too, like book, books, orange, oranges, girl, girls, restaurant, restaurants. Go with a and an with singular countable nouns. For example, she brought an umbrella. I ate an apple. I found a book. Here I just show you the use of a and n, that we can use these two articles with our countable nouns. Then we have to explain the uncountable nouns. Uncountable nouns are substances, concepts, etc. that we cannot divide into separate elements. We cannot count them. For example, water. We cannot count water. We can only count bottles of water, liters of water, but not water itself. Uncountable nouns don't have plurals. For example, rice. We cannot say rices. Butter. We cannot use it as butters. We can only use some measurements with uncountable nouns like 1 kg rice, some butter, a slice of butter, etc. Now, after the explanation of countable and uncountable nouns, now you will be able to solve this question yourself too. But I will help you here because this is a new concept for you. I will repeat once again, countable nouns are those nouns which you can count, and uncountable nouns are those nouns which you cannot count. Now here we have words given in the box: beef, jam, butter, sugar, bread, cheese, pear, peach, rice, melon, tea, cereal, coffee, milk, juice, strawberry, onion, biscuit. Now here is a list of countable nouns. Pear, peach. I hope that you are getting this, that why I just wrote this in countable nouns, because you can count a pear, you can count peach, you can count melon, you can count biscuit, you can also count onion and strawberry. As we all also have the plurals of these countable nouns like pears, peaches, melons, biscuits, onions, and strawberries. Now let's come to the uncountable nouns. The word beef. We don't have the plural of this. Beef. No. We only call it beef. Jam, butter, sugar, bread, cheese, rice, tea, milk, juice, coffee, cereal. These are the uncountable nouns which don't have their plural forms too. All the words are very common words. The cereal is a thing which we use in our breakfast, and this is also an uncountable noun. Now we are going to move towards our next question, that is capitalization and punctuation. Read the following sentences. Number 1. Oh mother, I do not like to work. Pakistan came into being on 14 August 1947. Number 3. Nadia and Maria are playing in the park. Did you notice how some of the words start with a capital letter? Now we are going to study that why we capitalize the letters. Here it is given, first word in a sentence. We will capitalize the first word in a sentence. We all know this. Then the pronoun. We are going to capitalize pronoun I. Then proper nouns. All the proper nouns. I hope you all know about the common and proper nouns. Any specific name of a person, place or thing is known as proper nouns. And the last is names of days, months and holidays. We are going to capitalize all these things. I will repeat once again. First word in a sentence, pronoun I, proper nouns, name of days, months and holidays. Now we are going to start the exercise. Punctuate the following sentences. You have the clues about the question, so you can take help easily. Here is the sentence. Here is no punctuation and we need to do it ourselves.